So mainly today is the day that I know a lot of people have concern about the Akashic records, but the Akashic records are a source directed to the prime candidate who started the vibratory level of which we live. The thing is what people don't understand. They think that the people that are over here doing the Akashic records are only doing it for others to make money. What they have to understand is true Akashic record people like myself that have been trained and or taught. What's happening is if you are truly doing it for the benefit of yourself and or others, you are actually taking the time when problems assist in your life to be able to open these records and then follow through to live to your highest and best. So today will be one of those days to where I take a moment, because I've seen some flaws within myself and with others around, and it's time for me to actually look into these flaws, to see them for what they are, and then grow from them. Either grow for them or understand them. That's where we're at today, right? So my first question will be within the records today will be, what is the purpose of the symbology of what I have been seeing recently? And instantaneously I get it is to be able to allow the one that is connected to the person for their homage. So what that means is they are now taking homage to a specific god, goddess, and or entity to be able to show homage to them, to be able to get something returned. So now the thing is when we are doing this, the thing is there are certain gods and goddesses that are here to benefit humanity, and then there are certain gods and goddesses and or deities or entities that are actually strong enough to be able to assist us and or hinder humanity. Now that's the problem that we're at today, and the problem that I'm seeing is it's showing like a lower extension of something, and then they show forth. So they're living, they want you to assume that we're moving into a fourth dimension. Now the problem is when I see fourth, these people that are calling towards this God are moving into a fourth dimension, but that's not everybody. So it's a sect of people that are moving into the fourth. So, okay, so now if those sects of people, so it's going to be people will be disassociating themselves almost like indefinite, to where they're over here trying. Now understand, now what I'm seeing is the fourth dimension. What is the fourth dimension, right? What is the fourth dimension? Okay, let's put that in best terms. The fourth dimension is fear and guilt. That's the best way to be able to put the fourth dimension. The fourth dimension is people that cannot live in a high altitude of living. So they don't want to be the best that they can be. So what they need to do is continuously revolve around fear and specific dogma to be able to create a mind control operative. So I keep seeing like reverse. So it's not only are they trying to create this fear and dogma, but what they're trying to do is re-loop you. Now the thing is as soon as I said that, as we are thought beings, we create our reality, right? So, well, what we have to understand today, as we move into this new paradigm, our thoughts are like fractals. If you don't know what fractals are as of like a snowflake. Snowflakes can change. You change your thoughts, you change your actions, that creates a new form. So actually, time does not have to keep revolving. The problem is people keep putting certain things into place which causes society continuously to re-evolve, not evolve, re-evolve. So we keep looping. The reason we keep looping, because they know this idea mindset to where we cannot be able to follow through with the evolution of the divine mind. Now, so as we shift forward, this paradigm that we're moving into, there's certain people that we're going to assume to be able to be there, right? But they're actually there only to assist us to a certain level. When we get to this specific level, they're going to start like holding the brakes. They're going to start shifting the brakes, right? So as soon as they start pushing those brakes, that's when shit's going to hit the fan. Because the thing is most people at this point start seeing things as they are. And when people start opening your eyes to specific ideas and or ideologies, and then you start really studying. Now the thing is people need to really study these things, and you have to look back at historical evidence. And what is life? What is historical evidence that we know of today? And today, of what we know of, has been written by the Romans, right? So people can manipulate these things, and if they're inside these places, of which I call the school of thought. The school of thought is to where people have been taught specific ways to be able to manipulate society and or manipulate the ones around them to think a specific way. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm not saying it's good. The thing is these people understand the rules of numerology. What does that mean? The rules of numerology is mysticism. Mysticism creates these illusions to where we assume something is terrible, but then actually if you understand these things, what happens is you start evolving and you start looking at these things for what they are. And then at that point is when you start looking at, oh shit, they're actually telling you who is doing these specific things, right? Now, the problem is there's a lot of people in today that's over here forcing themselves to want to be a new way of thinking, a modern way. The problem is these people are either in dire straits. I see like in trenches. So they're sitting in trenches and they're sitting there living, and they think, okay, well, my life is fucked, right? So if my life's fucked and I don't even understand what God is, I cannot connect with God, or they feel like they can't connect with God, they start assuming that they can do specific things with symbology and or numerology to be able to show others that are in the school of thought that they are in that clique to be able to become what they are. And that's the problem we're at today. A lot of people assume that they can be able to put specific things out with numerology and fill the void to get there. The problem is they have to understand there's a limitation here. And there's like two walls and then the people are in between. You can say what the hell you want. That doesn't mean you're in the group. right? So you can say that you want to do all this shit and have everything arranged to make you think that you're going to become that. The problem is you're still not. So while moving forward, they're going to continue to try to find people to be able to manipulate. So it's going to be like a whirlwind, to where these people keep picking up certain ones to where they feel like they can grow from them, because others were not going to allow them to grow a specific way. Now, these people, what they're going to do is they are going to continue to fluctuate. And fluctuate meaning, like, they want to help you, and then all of a sudden it's like a lull. So they only want to help you so much to where you cannot evolve to become the best person that you possibly can be, right? So as we move through this process, they're going to put you back down in the ditch to where you come back for more. And that's where these people become. So as we move forward, so why are they doing what they're doing specifically? To keep people on the loop. So they continuously loophole them. And as they loophole you, they're taking you away from Christianity, Judaism, they're taking you away from Buddhism. What they're doing is all these sects, right, are all still linked to the same God. Now, the thing is they understand the school of thought understands the God. Christianity does not. Now, that's the problem. Now, actually, Talmudic Jews and maybe even Kabbalic Jews know who the true God is. I wouldn't say the Abrahamic does, and nor does the Christians. They think the God is the God, and they don't even probably even know his name at this point, to be honest, which is in modern terms you call him Jehovah. Old terms is Yahweh Baal. And true Talmudic Jews would call him G-D, and that would be the master number. The master number goes back to gematria, which is mysticism. So here we go again. It's still a loop. So I just saw another loop. So what they do is they show you things and then they still loop you around, because it's still it's like a straight up mind fuck. So what I'm saying, it's like an infection that we have in our brain, and they understand this infection, and we keep looping around, and it doesn't matter which religion it is, there's still like looping effects to get you back to this specific state of wanting to find your higher space. And that high space, you guys, is understanding your space within. Because if you truly understand the scripture, okay, and understand historic scripture, you are the Christ. You will become the Christ, and the Christ will become of you. Do not look outside of yourself. He specifically states that. And a lot of people are over here growing, and the problem is there's all these other sects that's putting infiltrated ideas and ideologies in it. And then there's people that's out there stating specific things. The problem is there's people out there that speak a certain way, but they know how to speak it, right? And the reason that they speak a specific way to be able to grow their agenda and be able to move forward is because they're still part of that sect. Now, the thing is when people specifically that are doing specific ideology over and over and over, they are on the agenda to kill off the world. And that's what these people don't truly understand, right? So what they're going to have to start understanding is this. If they are putting out certain symbology, they are willing, right, to kill the Gentiles. They're willing to kill anybody but Jews. I'm a Gentile specifically. I'm against this whole idea, and I do not believe it. I think it's all fucking bullshit. Now, the problem is there's so many people that don't understand enough, so they're sucked into this bullshit to where they take assumption to something, and then they start portraying themselves for something else, right? But the problem is they don't even understand what they're really doing. Okay, so now at this point, what we're moving forward to is we're moving into a new enlightenment periods, right? Well, as Luciferians claim, they are the enlightened ones, because Lucifer is something of light. He is known as the star, right? So he is considered a star, which is light, that is the artificial light. So there is the light, and then there is the artificial light. So we have to start understanding there is a difference between one and the other. And today is the day that I finally started really putting together this specific idea of why, who, when, and where, right? And as you start to do it, they don't have a plan. What they're doing right now is they are hurting financially. So what they're doing is they are trying their best, and what they're trying their best is to put out symbology to be able to bring people in. And these people are the people that are against society itself. People like me, people like the majority of us that are over here just fighting to make ends meet, that are just living life to our fullest, that are trying to help others. Well, the people that think that putting this symbology out is going to help them financially is going to actually call in something, and that something is an entity. So the entity that's portraying to be something is actually already called upon. So this person has already had this entity laid upon them, but it's been laying and lingering. So I'm seeing like I see like it's been laying on a pool, almost like it's just been hanging out for the afternoon, getting fucked up and just having fun at a pool day by itself, nobody else. It don't need anybody. It's just having fun, right? So this thing has just been lingering and doing its thing and gaining its speed and making sure that it can be able to portray a specific thing. So as it's evolved within this person actually does this without, it does know, but it's more like subconsciously knows, because it's already sold itself. So the part of the person has already sold itself to the point to where it really knows, but it don't know, but it does know. Does that make sense? So it's like a whole fucked up scenario, but that's where they are. And that's where a lot of people are that's putting out the symbology that we see today. And that's because they are fucked up, and they assume that they're going to grow, and they assume that they're going to make money and live a best life. The problem is they aren't part of the sect. Just like one guy I know, right? He specifically, oh God, he's uncircumcised, right? So the thing is, if you're uncircumcised, you are not part of the gang, baby, right? You have to have a circumcised cock to be able to be in the true Jewish form. The sad part is, I am circumcised. That don't mean shit. It was just happened when I was a child. My parents thought it was a clean thing to do, as me being a gringo, right? So the where we're at today, there's a lot of people that makes all these assumptions, and they think that they can be part of something that they're never going to be part of. But what they're doing is they're calling in. I see not only one, it's like a whole clan. So when you start doing these things, I see groups just like lingering around you. So you're going to assume that they're guides. They aren't guides. They're the entities that you called upon. And when this happens, that's when you start going down the rabbit hole. And that's where they're at today. And it's sad to see that, because I had high hopes for these people. Oh, me. And now, the thing is, the ones around that one specific person, he's in a dark place. So, he's asking for things to come in. Also, the other one is, it's not she's asking, but it's like she's receiving, because she's living in that state. Now the thing is how and what do I need to do from this point forward? So from this point forward, there will be a shift, and it's almost like a closing effect. So there's going to be starting something, a shift, stopping something, and then moving forward to a new horizon. Because the problem is, at this point, as that horizon moves forward, that other will be moving farther down. So they're going to be, it's like they're going to be sucked into this cycle. And I was just speaking about this shit. Just speaking about it this past week, right? What's funny, God, am I good? God, am I good? So, the thing is, what's funny, okay, I was just speaking about how people, if they do not figure out what their flaws are and work on them now, you're going to be walking backwards. So, everything we've worked on within the 10 to 15 years is going to be fucked. They're there. They're there. They are working on it, but times like 2. So if I feel like if I don't fix something in my life, personally, I'm going to be working on smoking, and there's a couple other personal things that I plan on working on. And during this time, what I'm doing is I am consciously aware of fixing it, so I don't have to re-evolve. Not evolve, re-evolve. And that's where we're at today. So it's either you fix it or re-evolve. And so if you feel like you have been awakened and things are really, really shifting in your life, get ready. Shit's about to redo itself if we don't fix certain trends today. And that's what's so sad. That's what's hard about doing these things, because you see things and you hurt for others, and it's hard to really understand what you see. It's like a movie screen, right? So as the things happen, you have it doesn't matter if you feel like these people have fucked you or not. When you open the Akashic records, what happens is your heart space opens, so you feel the love of the vibratory love of what God truly is. And while you're in this space, what happens is you release karmic debt. And that's one reason I'm doing this, because I need to make sure the debt that is between what's going on right now, that's about to go down, is released in their highest and best. I mean no harm. I mean, it is what it is, right? But the thing is it's just sad to see certain things happen and people portray certain ways, and they portray certain things, and then when you come into and understand the truth of the matter, and that's when it starts to really slap you on the face. And that's where we're at today. So what is it to move forward from this point? As moving forward, there's going to be new people that's going to be moving in, but it's going to be a shift, because there's going to be a whole new fear paradigm. So those people are going to start really forcing fear to suck you in, and I'll be honest, right? So the thing is, I see things that might scare people. I never intend to put you in fear. The only thing I try to do is inform you and try to get you ready just in case. Because we live on multiple timelines, right? So as we live on these timelines, as these timelines evolve, within a few months, 6 months normally, it's about 6-month time frame, these timelines can shift. And we can shift to another, because timelines are not linear. It shifts all around. So as I do a reading, normally I tell them it's wise to be able to do another reading within 6 months, and then we can reevaluate everything. So it's, I don't know. It's just sad to see certain things that have evolved into what they are, because people assume that they can be able to financially gain off of people. And maybe it was an infiltrate for me to be able to draw me down, to be a lower, because I'm seeing something that's pulling, to be able to take away from me so they can be able to use without me knowing. And I think that's probably what it was. And because I know I'm a powerhouse. Today I know I'm a powerhouse. But a year ago, I thought I was on to something. I did not realize how powerful of a person I am like 10 years ago. And within the last 2 years, I start like evolving. And as I evolve is when I start to really see how powerful and how strength in numbers can help. But the problem is the strength in numbers that we're dealing with, are they valuable? Are they really valuable? If we're over here dealing with bullshit and people that's over here are telling you one thing, but actually trying to jeopardize your life and your future, and they are for this new world order to be able to bring in a new Jesus, to be able to kill our ass off, that's not the life I need to be in. I'm sorry. And if I have to reject you and reject your ideologies and move forward, the hell with it. Bye now.